This episode of Capes and Lunatic Sidekicks is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
What about our Quasar podcast, The Quantum Zone?
What about our Quasar podcast?
When Devon, the first Earthman ever appointed the protector of the universe, bonded to the energy-transforming quantum bands that were both weapons and symbols of his station, he fought an ongoing battle to defend all life in the universe from cosmic evil as Quasar. Welcome to the Quantum Zone. Only a few more left in the year. I am Phil, and I'm joined tonight by that swinging bachelor. Well, for a couple more hours.
Oh, no. I'm not really a bachelor. I'm more like a hermit holed up in my apartment. Otherwise known as Matt Kona. Hello. And that man who does not know what day it is.
I'm Will. Hey, everyone.
That's not a beard of hair Matt has. That's like chips and
dust bunnies.
So we usually get to some random nonsense before we jump into the issue. Not a lot of new Quasar news. Oh, but did you see that link that Marvel Quasar page put up? I kind of stole the link.
Yeah, I saw that.
That repainted figure. Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty nice, even though it's like my least favorite costume, but still look pretty nice.
Did you see the other link about the? They're thinking the quantum Quasar may affect the.
I think I saw that before because that article was from like August. I think I've seen that before, but because they're calling it like the quantum realm, but that's because they can't. I don't think they can legally use the name Microverse.
Yeah. So, I mean, the quantum zone is not just subspace or hyperspace or whatever. It's, I think, Grunwald defined it as the realm of all potential energy. So it's therefore infinite energy. That's where the bands get their power from. All that kind of groovy stuff. So, I don't know. I thought it was an interesting read, but I would sure think that a Quasar movie would be pretty freaking awesome. But
it would. I have a feeling it's not going to be coming in Avengers 4.
Yeah,
just because Captain Marvel's going to be in there, and they were talking about reshoots though, but everyone's like, oh, are they going to throw in some X-Men or Fantastic Four stuff now that they can?
It'd be interesting, but maybe a post-credits thing for the next time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, the way they've built it up, all roads lead to Avengers 4, right? Everything, all the stories have parts. If they just threw the X-Men in, none of those really are part of that build-up. They don't have...
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of faith in the Russo brothers, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of when. I believe they've already just about confirmed that, X-Men, Fantastic Four, it's all coming. It's just a matter of timing.
I hope I hope none of the 3 Fantastic Four movies are ever considered in continuity. Sorry.
Oh, sure. Especially that last one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Quasar, in terms of his role in the Infinity Gauntlet, I mean, he was around, but it wasn't major. I don't think he'd be a major player if they somehow did shoehorn him into the second Infinity War or Avengers 4 or whatever it becomes.
Yeah.
We could hope. I mean, I
think the big focus is going to be like Captain Marvel and
and we'll see what they're gonna reveal a lot of what she's gonna be in the Captain Marvel movie before Avengers 4 ever comes out. So, we'll have a lot better idea once that's out.
Oh, that's the thing I did see. There was a link, there's an article, they're saying, they think they pinpointed it that maybe the movie takes place in 1991 or 92 because what is it? There's
it's a poster on the wall. Yeah, I saw that same.
Like Rock the Vote or something. Yeah.
Speaking of Captain Marvel, Phil, do you have anything you'd like to share?
What? Oh, well, I know tomorrow night Charlie Esther and I are going to be doing episode 2 featuring Monica Rambeau. Yes.
There you go.
by the time this hits the podcast, it should be up. So check out Capes and Lunatics for episode 2 of our monthly Who is Captain Marvel series.
Looking forward to
the eagerly awaited sequel to our talk. Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
Matt Kona built the bridge. Everyone else is going to just go across it. But yeah, it's not Marvel and it's not Quasar, but like I don't know, kind of like it just hit me because of Cosmic. Grant Morrison's Green Lantern #1 came out today.
How is that?
It's pretty interesting. I'd say it's worth taking a read if you're interested in Green Lantern.
Cool. Very cool. I'll have to give that a... Yeah, I mean, Green Lantern's first book I can remember ever picking up off of a newsstand at a drugstore. Okay, so this is how old I am, so...
It's all right.
I got the issue...
I got some drugstore comics, yeah.
Yeah.
Spinner racks, yeah.
The old spinner rack. The issue has Hal falling out of a plane. His ring is off, and Green Arrow's getting ready to shoot it to him. It's pretty awesome. I never got to the end of that one until like 10 years later or something, when I finally found it as a back issue. I didn't know if he survived. I mean...
It's a big cliffhanger. Oh, wow.
But yeah, Green Lantern is pretty cool, or as we call him here, DC's Quasar.
Wait, we got to have a...
Why? I'm not joking. I'm serious.
Because that's awesome.
When I was searching for Quasar shirts online, that's one of the ones that pops up. I think a fan-made shirt of 2 little cartoon versions of Quasar and Green Lantern fighting each other. It's around. It's in there. It's the Etsy verse somewhere. But I'm still holding out for something more.
Crap, that was right. I was supposed to send you guys the link for the Quasar Green Lantern sketch that Steve Vidal did for me all those years ago. I'll try to remember to do that this time.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, so if you send me the link like today or tomorrow, I can put it in the show notes.
All right, cool.
Since we're talking Green Lantern right now.
Sweet. I will do that in just a bit.
All right. So should we jump into the issue, or the final part of the crossing line?
We're crossing the crossing line?
The finish line. The finish line. Yeah.
The finish line of the crossing line. Fabian's favorite series.
Yes.
Part numeral 6 of word 6. And it's doing it the whole time. I just kind of noticed it this time.
Hey, at least they got the number right this time.
That is true.
They did.
All right, so part 6, Imaginary Boundaries, Imaginary Borders by Fabian Nicieza, as I said, Paul Ryan, penciler.
Back, awesome.
Yep, Tom Palmer, inker, Bill Oakley, letterer, Max Sheely, colorist, Howard Mackey, editor, and Tom DeFalco, editor-in-chief. And, of course, we get the box of heads, or, the little U-shape around them.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody else read the picture of Diamond Lil as Tom DeFalco, editor-in-chief?
Yeah.
I mean, like, wow, Tom's looking pretty good,
Yeah. He edited that with the eye makeup on.
Yeah.
What kind of surgery did he go through? I thought he's getting like a bypass or something. All right, so 2 of our terrorists have, thanks to the nuclear explosion, we are the Combine, because they are combined. We are the means to your salvation. We are also the means to your death. Oh, I'm sorry. This is from early October 1990.
And they have a big brain floating over them. They didn't have that last time, did they? Oh, I don't think they did.
Is that like in place of a light bulb? Hey, I have an idea. We can destroy you.
Yeah. and also the atom-esque energy beams around them.
Yeah.
There's a certain nudity stopping placement in the middle there.
It's like they can't like form Firestorm completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another good one.
I forgot to tell you. This is my official snack since it's guest starring Alpha Flight, but I don't know if you can see this. I have Canada Mints.
Wait, I'm sorry, you did not say that correctly, Matt Kona. You have Canadian Mints. A.
I have Canadian Mints, eh?
There you go.
Which is, of course, made in New England, Revere, Massachusetts. Oh, yeah. And there's an empty price tag, but it just has a cent sign on there. So that tells you how much they're worth. But, do not charge more than $1 for this big bag of mints. All right, I'll get back to it.
99 cents, eh?
Hey.
Yeah.
All right, so the Combine. Although we could absorb the radiation from your physical forms and allow you to leave this dimensional nexus, we would prefer to send you back as is. Diamond Lil. That wouldn't do us much good, would it? And of course, Quasar, no Lil, but it would serve their purposes just fine. Captain America, their goals don't seem to have changed, just their methods. And is it Vindicator? I can always forget if it's Vindicator or Guardian.
I think it's Vindicator now. Didn't she correct Cap in a...
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, yeah. It's still... Oh, wait, I could always look at the first page. It's
Guardian.
Yeah, it says Guardian on the first page, yeah.
I think you got it the other way around.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Backwards.
I forget half the time either if it was, which way it went, but yeah. It's still Prokvich and Strokov we're dealing with, folks.
I feel vindicated that I corrected you and said it's Guardian.
Nice.
He's pure Canadian now, off those mints.
Yeah. I'm fresh.
It's still the Russians we're dealing with, folks, mentally if not physically, and all they wanted was to start World War III so that the economies of the world would improve. Vision, it would appear that their biological link to the water wind radically altered them when the submarine's nuclear payload detonated. Cap, no need to belabor the obvious, Vision. Question is, can we stop the Combine from saving our lives and tainting Earth with the radiation fallout which blankets us? Puck, pretty interesting question, eh?
Yeah, and this is a chaotic scene. They're all in some sort of energy tornado now, thanks to the Combine. And, this house is flying up. It's getting hectic.
Yeah, because they combined all those realms they were all trapped in. And boxes. If we want to stop them, we just give them a taste of what they know best as they start shooting at creates guns for the armor and starts shooting at them. You seek to stop us with bullets, Canadian? It is to laugh. We have evolved well beyond the state where conventional warfare can harm us. But let us see how you fare against an unconventional attack as a blast box. And Puck says, he's unconscious. Jeffries is phasing out of the box armor, and that's when Cap has Puck do a mid-air somersault and catch Jeffries. I'm on it, Captain. Wouldn't do to have him floating around on us, would it? The lad could wander into all kinds of trouble. Perun, the time for talking is over. Attack! And Vision, we must engage the Combine with all of our combined might. We must engage the Combine with all of our combined might. Guardian, was that a joke? Certainly not, Guardian. And Cap's like, Stingray, let's follow Puck's lead. Corral Cersei and keep her from free-floating. And Stingray, who I guess must have just shrugged off that concussion, says, what happened to her? Her fatigued state allowed her mind to be assaulted by the Combine's probe. We're not much use in a heavyweight battle like this one, but we have to protect the civilians. Phantasm says, then do so. While I attempt to contact Shaman in our own dimensional plane through a manipulation of our respective biofields. Captain America, does she always act so curtly, Red Guardian? He says, unfortunately, yes, but none among us have the courage to make her stop. He's like, I'm not surprised.
Cap's looking a little haggard there. I know time has been funny, but he's got a lot of stubble on there, He's very offended by women giving him lip, and maybe that's that 40s upbringing. So,
yeah, I was grew up in the 40s. How dare I have a 5 o'clock shadow? Either way, we still have a lot of civilians that need removed, but how, where? And Vostok says, perhaps I can be of assistance. How, Vostok, your abilities affect the machinery. And Cap says, wait a minute, he can use the box armor just like he did before. That is so. I can transform the mechanical and metallic components of the armor into an effective buttress. Wait a second. So, an effective buttress, so would that be buns of steel?
Is it a flying buttress?
That would be.
Good work, Lost Talk. Puck, Stingray, help to gather the civilians and then injured Atlanteans behind the shield Lost Talk erected. What do we do about Phantasma and Red Guardian? It is not to worry. I carry her until she awakens. She makes me miss out on fighting this way quite often. Alright, so, wow. Red Guardian picks up a date. An immeasurable distance away above what had been St. John's, Newfoundland. He's like, can feel the dimensional integrity. There's like a big hole. All the water's just like pouring it on this big hole. Can feel the dimensional integrity weakening. Don't know if I can maintain the stability within my mystic pouch for much longer. And that's when Phantasma contacts him and he says, I can hear you, Phantasma. We've been interrupted by further difficulties. The Peace Corps terrorists who had blown up the Waterwind have been transformed into a being of radiation and hatred. And Shaman, if I sense your thoughts correctly, the Combine are trying to shunt the radiation to this plane to further their ends, but they are the only means you have of ridding yourselves of the radiation in your own bodies. That would seem to be the extent of our dilemma. And Shaman says, not quite, as if things weren't bad enough. Phantasma's like, losing control. Shaman is Red Guardian. Easy, Phantasma, I'm here. What is it? Red Guardian, has Phantasma come back to her senses, as it were? And she says, Shaman is losing control of the dimensional integrity. Soon he will be incapable of retrieving us from within his pouch. And Cap, but we can't stop fighting the Combine, and we can't allow them to poison our planet. Even if it means never returning home, the Combine must be defeated.
Man, that's drastic. Do you think that Cap was asking if she'd come back to her senses, like if she was going to apologize to him for being so hurt earlier? Do you know who I am?
Captain America.
I'm his famous Uncle Sam. And then, so meanwhile, the others are fighting the Combine as Perun calls them a bad word. He says, ho, have at the pontificating buttocks touching baboons.
Yeah. Come on, Perun.
He is sassy.
I mean, they are, like, I don't think he's calling them baboons that touch butts. I mean, they're
just rubbing their butts on each other. Yes,
they are. And look where Quasar is shooting them. That's not a respectable hero targeting range right there. Shooting them right in the right the Russian jewels.
Right in the nuclear fallout.
Yeah.
Your attacks, though ineffectual, are wearing down our limited levels of irradiated energy. And Quasar, as he's blasting that spot, Matt Kona said, keep hammering, people, they're weakening. Crimson Dynamo.
Why would they reveal that they're losing energy? That's like, hey, what you're doing is working, by the way. Just so you know.
just want to let you... Maybe the Canadians are rubbing off on them. They're being a little more polite.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, that's true.
Or even though they've evolved, they still have like the big ego. It's like, yeah, our energy reserves are way down, but we're still gonna like beat the crap out of all of you.
True. I mean, I guess this is kind of the comic book equivalent of when you're fighting a main boss in a video game and they start blinking, so you know you're doing something right, and they're phasing in and out. It's hard to show in a comic book, I guess.
True.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone's beating on Koopa, and Vision says, indeed, they do not have a self-replenishing source of energy. The more they expend, the weaker they should become. And they throw Perun's axe away. He says, how dare you? Of course, that is based on a postulation that we would survive to that point. That's when on the flying buttress, the remaining terrorists say, Captain America, we have heard of our comrade's situation. And he says, we don't have time for you now. Can you please just accept your defeat and let us get on with the task of surviving? And the terrorist says, that we wish to assist you. You do? How? What if the remaining members of the Peace Corps were to insert our ideologically sympathetic minds to the forge linked by Prokvich and Shrukov? Puck, you plan to outvote the Combine's group mind? Democratic principles and a communist villain? Don't you just love this international thing here?
Yeah. Wow. This is what we would call in the world of professional wrestling a face turn, where the bad guys turn good, and you're like, ooh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right, Captain. Insert us. We're gonna mentally hit them over the head with a steel chair. So we understand your doubt, Captain, but it's through your own actions and those of the others that we have seen the error of our ways. Through your efforts, you not only saved your own lives, but those of hundreds of innocents and the very people who threatened you to begin with. And of course, the British trader's like, I was in it for the money, but I've done enough wrong to want to make up for it. And Phantasma, I've read their biofields and they are sincere. But the joining of the Combine was done biomechanically when the bombs went off. To accomplish our task now, we would need Cersei. And then they show her still like out of it in fetal position. Cap, but she's in no condition to, and Phantasma says, she is not, but I am. Allow me to link her mind to mine, and my mind to yours. She grabs some Captain America thigh. And wow, above, see more of a boy. Him and Dynamo are blasting the Combine. They're slowing down Dynamo, and Dynamo says, so are we. And Quasar, are you back in this mess, Guardian? She says, barely, Quasar. What's next? Let's try a double electromagnetic spectrum disruption. So they both blast them. Cap says, and then Cap says, can all of you hear me? We have a plan, but it requires your help. All of you must continue to pound the Combine relentlessly. Don't let up. Once their resolve is weakened, the remaining members of the Peace Corps will enter their group mind and force the Combine to absorb our radiation from us. Perun, that sounds ridiculous. And Crimson Dynamo says, of course it does, friend Perun, which means it will probably work perfectly. So everyone who's battling the Combine, fly back in. Quasar, pour it on, folks. Perun, but the heavens shall tremble this day. And Vision, I find that very symbolic, Perun, though highly unlikely. So it's like, all right, everyone, we need a big distraction. Everyone, focus on that crotch. And Diamond Lil's like, oh man, Puck, look at him go. I wish I could try throwing my 2 bits into that brawl. Well, Lil, wait, 2 bits? Isn't that like the price those mints were?
It was. And it's funny you mentioned 2 bits because Captain America could certainly use a shave and a haircut.
Well, Lil, we're not exactly equipped to deal with that kind of fighting, but let's make ourselves useful where we can. That means using our invulnerable bonds to make sure no stray blasts nail Phantasma while she's busy. One of the terrorists, how do you plan to do this then? It is not to worry. By tapping into Cersei's biofield, I can manipulate her eternal powers, allowing me to levitate all of us toward the Combine. But how we survive conflagration ahead. Phantasma.
Very carefully. I don't know.
Yeah. Phantasma approaches, and she has created a protective sheath around the others. Their concentrated attack weakens us, says the Combine. We must replenish our spent energies as they separate hindquarters. Combine are absorbing the radiation from us. They're getting stronger, though. Dynamo, I'm liking this plan less and less. That's when Shaman contacts Captain America. I sense enough ambient radiation has been dissipated for me to begin withdrawing some people and inanimate material. Cap says, you're sure? Fine. When will you be ready? Now, Captain, quickly. And that's when the Atlanteans come back in. Avenger, allow us to go first. We're precariously close to death as it is. If someone is to be used to test the magician's theories, it may as well be us. After all, what difference if a few Atlanteans die? Cap is like, all life is precious to us, Morano, yours included. But if you're volunteering, well, let's do it. We don't have much time.
But if you want to do it,
yeah, we had to use a couple civilians last time as that canary in the mine shaft. Yeah, well, let's try you guys this time. Vision, we have come to an impasse, Guardian. We want the Combine to continue absorbing radiation from us, but the more he absorbs, the harder it will be to insert the Peace Corps into their group mind. It's our friend Bonk again. Alright, and Guardian, our only chance is to restrict their ability to function long enough for the Soviets to join them. Vision, precisely. I have a plan as well, but it will require instantaneous action on your part. It may prove very dangerous to both of us. In for a penny, in for a pound?
First of all, in for a penny, in for a pound, spoken by a Canadian. They don't use pennies or pounds. Come on.
Yeah, but does in for a penny, in for a kilogram have the same ring to
it? True. In for a Canadian penny? Do they have pennies? I don't know.
Yeah, they do.
They do. They're like extra small. That's right.
Because every so often you'll get like change from the store and you'll be like, this isn't an American penny.
Yeah.
How did this sneak across the border?
Yeah, but at least the Canadian pennies aren't as bad because you can, they're not going to work in your washing machine or your parking meter anyway, like quarters. So just slip it in that, give a penny, take a penny tray.
Diplomatic relations. Love this Matt Kona. Always thinking. Yeah. So on Earth. Shaman starts bringing stuff through. It is working. The inorganic material is clean of the radiation, which it had been suffused. Now the true test. The Atlanteans are coming through with some civilians as they all drop from the sky into the water. Of course, the Atlanteans...
It's got to be traumatic for the civilians, by the way. All of a sudden, they're grouped up with these fish monsters they haven't seen before. I mean, they've gone through a lot, but... Yeah.
But at least it's like, hey, I'm back on Earth.
Yeah, and I'm not dead from radiation, so... Plus.
Yeah. All right.
The humans are floundering.
What? Stop. Yeah, you laughed. Floundering. Come on. Atlanteans.
Especially coming from the Atlantean. Yeah. Then assist them. It is the least we can do now. And Shaman, a surprising attitude. Tyrak, welcome home. It's like, home? Yes, we are home. Thanks to your efforts. You look unwell, though, pink skin. I can't maintain this for much longer. Those inside had best hurry, or soon it will be too late. As we go back to the other dimension. Vision, keep them occupied while I enter an intangible state, solidifying myself while phasing through them and disrupting their metabolic processes. He's like, now, so she says, get ready for a gravitational shunt, folks. And we see them disappear in the bake. So she puts them right in front of the Combine. They make a little circle around them, surround them, link into their group mind, and the Combine's like, what? Mendev for Villoff, what is the meaning of? And they're like, no, you cannot control us. Our cause is just. No, Liach, my friend, your actions, your decision to unite the world through war was wrong. It is true, Ilyich. An international enclave of heroes has shown us the way of the future. That way is through might. We must use force to further the needs of our country and our planet. No, Strukov. It's not through force or of might or through personal greed. We've learned that now. It is through mutual dependency, mutual cooperation, and mutual desire. You see inside our minds now, Ilyich Strelok. I see. We must atone for the error of our ways, comrades. And Guardian, look at the energy swirling around them. Dynamo, they are absorbing all the excess radiation. Vision, as we had planned all along. In order to maintain their group mind, they needed more energy. Guardian, but what if the Peace Corps members lose in their test of wills? What if all that energy just makes for an unstoppable foe?
No, we just saw like the weirdest intervention right there. Like, listen, take my hand. Put your buttocks against mine, and I'll tell you what you're doing wrong. You are hurting people, all right? Specifically, all people everywhere. All right, go on.
You see, Yale. Matt's already writing love songs for you by the time you get home tomorrow.
Yeah.
Put your buttocks against mine.
Put your buttocks against mine.
That romantic devil.
Speak broken Russian to me, baby.
Let's link our biofields. One of the Combine says, "It is done. Our mission was flawed. Our goals, no matter the initial intentions, were improperly approached." And Guardian's like, "It worked, thank God." Oh wait, so we have. You know what I just realized, and it's been like what 6 issues. So we have Guardian and Red Guardian.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. Hey, Guardian. Yes.
I didn't say red.
All right, I'm going to call you RG. Why can't you just stick with Vindicator? It's confusing. You're going to call me Red Vindicator.
But they say, you've shown us the true spirit of nationalism is not through the defense of self-defined borders of the temporary fulfillment of political agendas, but through security and unity as part of the world order. Quasar, what will you do now? We will seek to grow and learn. Our place now as a being composed of many distinct components will be to explore this multiverse, which is made up of many distinct realities. It is ironic but appropriate. Farewell. Continue to protect our planet. And as they disappeared, a flash of light, Quasar. That's some light burst, even by my standards.
The King of Light.
I don't know. He can make a pretty mean light show, as we'll see in January.
In Doom Mystery.
Will, I was thinking tonight, you know what the good news is? To get the first episode of January up the first week of January, we may have to record it a couple days before January at least.
Yes. Darn it. We're going to have to get there sooner. I'm crushed.
On YouTube, it'll be it'll be Journey Into, and then once it hits the podcast, January.
It'll be Journey Into January Into Mystery.
Yes. So with the Combine disappeared, the dimensional vortex appears to be closing. Cap, everyone hurry, we've run out of time. Shaman has lost control of the Nexus opening. And Quasar, we don't seem to get much time for a breather on this mission, do we? And Puck and Diamond Lil are holding Shaman up at this point. He says, Eugene, I can't hold it. He says, just a minute more, Michael, try. And Diamond Lil, suck it up, Doc. Ooh, look at Diamond Lil checking Quasar out. Suck it up, Doc. The cute yuppie's out. Just a few more to go. And Cersei's finally awake and with it. She says, one of our team leaders. And Shaman, that's it. I've lost it. And as it closes, Cap and Red Guardian and Cap and the two Guardians pop out. Because Guardian says, Michael, you did it. And Cap, good job, Shaman, and thank you. And Big Red's silence. I'm spent physically and spiritually.
Yeah. Now, how do you think that Diamond Lil knows that Quasar's a yuppie? I mean, is it that thick Connecticut accent of his?
He just reeks of money.
Yeah.
You own your own business, don't you? You have a secretary and everything.
And live in New York City.
And five clients.
Yeah, you hired employees before you had anything. You barely show up to work. You just sleep in your office.
You just have that white man ego. All right, so last page, 30 minutes later. While Diamond Lil was checking Quasar out, he seems to be checking Phantasma out. He's telling her, we thank your team for its assistance, Phantasma. Have you ever do you have any secretarial experience? Red Guardians telling Cap, it was far better to work with you than against you, Captain. And then Vision notes, the Atlanteans have left. You spoke to them earlier, Captain. Have our differences been resolved? And he says, much as they can be, Vision. I've given them our word that the United Nations treated Atuma fairly in his war trial. They expressed hope that they could receive assistance for reparations to their city and in finding their missing people. With any luck, this adventure has taught us all we can and should work together in the future. And then I guess while they turn to look at the Atlanteans, Quasar's like, the People's Protectorate are off too now, Cap. They were just standing here.
They disappeared.
As for allies and friends, I'm happy to say. And that's when Vision...
They didn't thank Shaman, and then they just leave without saying goodbye. Come on, Russians. Be a little bit more friendly.
We don't. And then broken Russian. We don't speak English.
Yeah. Oh.
But then the Avengers start getting in the Quinjet, as Vision says, as are the Avengers to the members of Alpha Flight. And Cap's like, what about the people of St. John's, Guardian? She says, Newfoundlanders are a hardy lot, Cap. The townies and the baymen pull themselves together. Canada is grateful for your help, Avengers. And that's when the Quinjet takes off. And the last panel is lots of dialogue here. She says, we did ourselves and our country proud, gang. Funny to be part of an ideological struggle between the world's superpowers, wasn't it? And is that Puck saying, sort of makes you wonder what the worth of ideology really amounts to, eh? After all, we don't owe the children of tomorrow a bit of our ideologies and foolish ways. We just owe them a world in which they can choose to create their own for the better one hopes. And
yeah. Now, do you guys want to ponder what happened in the 30 minutes before this page began? Because I think that they were just eating Canada mints in celebration the whole time.
You wish.
Yeah. All right, good enough.
Will, are you there?
He's got a mouthful of Canada mints. We can't hear him.
Sorry, I'm here.
That's okay. I just couldn't see you, so I wouldn't...
My camera's about to die.
That's okay. I mean, even if we can't see you, I just want to make sure you're there.
Yeah. Just put on sunglasses now, because when your default photo comes up, it'll make us feel more comfortable.
Gotcha.
The world's best ventriloquist act. You'll never see it. All right. So, once again, since this is the last part, this is our last backup, the Avengers crew backup. Armies of the Night by Mike Grunwald, story, R.K. Levin's pencils, Fred Fredericks inks, Chris Eopolis letters, and Joe Rosas colors. In the courtyard, members of the Avengers support staff was brought out to the courtyard. In the courtyard of the under construction Avengers headquarters, the Avengers' top 5 support personnel assemble in obedience to a mystery woman's commands. Yeah, she does roll call. Michael O'Brien, Edwin Jarvis, John Jameson, Fabian Stankiewicz, Peggy Carter. We meet again. Turn the page. Ooh, look, Game Boy.
They're fighting Game Boy? No, sorry.
Spider-Man guest starred in this. What?
Spidey action. And the figure says, but we were never formally introduced. I am Mother Knight, one of the top operatives of the incomparable Red Skull. I am also... Is she Canadian? She does the She does. But in this case, it's because 2 construction workers come out, and as far as I can see, we're done, except for a little cleanup. I gotta tell you, I'm gonna be glad to be done with this job. All the security devices everywhere. Give me the willies. And I hear that's only the... And they're like, who the? And they see Mother Knight. She says, thinks 2 of the temporary workers have seen me. Not to worry. Those who see me see only what I wish them to see, and all of a sudden they just see her as another construction worker. You guys lose your way.
She almost looked at him like she's like, oh man, now I gotta do 2 more backups? Great. I'm gonna do this. Yeah.
The Red Skull better be paying me overtime for this. So in disguise, she says, you guys lose your way. And they're like, no, sir, just looking for Mr. O'Brien so he can sign out for the day. Seen him? She's like, no, not recently. And he's like, and the one's like, man, for a moment there, I could have sworn, I must be working too hard. She's like, child's play. Now come along, my mind-controlled darlings. Let's take a little walk outside these hallowed gates. And a block away, looks like a Red Cross truck. There, we're gonna give blood. She says, not much further, just inside this truck. She opens up, says, okay, Smithy, I have. Then she's like, Mel, this is a surprise. And he says, I'm going by the name Minister Blood now, sister dear, remember? Oh, family reunion. Of course, how silly me. I'm just so delighted to see you here. And he's like, I figured you might need my services if these Avengers people turn out to be tougher nuts to crack than you anticipated. She says, we'll soon see, brother. And he says, Machine Smith was just about to tell me about how you made initial contact with your targets. She says, yes, Smithy and I staked out the Avengers Mansion for 2 weeks, recording the comings and goings of all personnel before we made our first approach. hypnotically disguised as a woman walking a dog. I caught the eye of Jarvis here on his way to work, and the moment I did, I entranced him. Okay, so...
She caught the eye of Jarvis.
It's just, she could have just been, made herself look like an attractive woman. She had to throw the dog in.
It's a poodle. Jarvis
she's walking her dog.
She looks like one of the Village of the Damned. No pupils.
Yeah. I mean, how much of a disguise do you have to have? He only has one good eye right now.
Poor Jarvis.
But then she said, over the next few days, I approached and hypnotized all 5 of them, planting one of Smithy's microtransmitters in their inner ears. Oh, look, no letters page, because we get an extra page of story.
Ooh, yeah.
She says, so with a word, I could trigger a traumatic hallucination plucked from recesses of their psyches. And he says, well, do I know the importance of trauma to inducing a receptive state of mind, sister? For some reason, they put them in the chairs and took their shirts off, so... Of course, they keep Peggy off panel.
Yeah. They put a word bubble over her. But isn't that how you give blood? Come on. I don't know how they do it in Arkansas and Pennsylvania. But,
Matt Cona's like, I get naked every time I give blood. What are you talking about?
Yeah. No shirt, no shoes, no platelets. That's my motto. Yeah.
Matt's like, that isn't that how you get the cookie and orange juice? You gotta get naked, right?
Yeah, you give a little back.
A guy tells you get in the van and you get cookies and orange juice. You gotta take your pants off. So she says, anyway, let's get started. You help me perform the psychic surgery. Once we're inside their heads far enough, I'll embed the appropriate post-hypnotic commands. He says, this is going to be fun. Who first? She says, the butler. His name's Edwin Jarvis. The sodium pentothal should be taking effect about now. He says, you're going on a trip, Edwin. A trip down a long, dark tunnel. Do not be afraid, dear boy. And then, looks like Mother Night, but I thought it was her brother talking. All right. I'll protect you from the dark and those things that dwell within it. Yes, I'll protect you from the Crimson Cow. Then we get that big montage panel as it says, in turn, each of the crew members are hypnotically forced to re-experience yet again their personal nightmare. But this time, Mother Night is there to rescue them. In repayment, each is given certain special tasks to perform for her when they awaken. And when they leave the truck, the entire procedure will be no more real to them than a half-remembered dream. And then they show them leaving the truck fully clothed. Jarvis is like, are you coming, Peggy? She's like, just a minute, Edwin. Giving blood always leaves me a bit woozy.
Yeah. And Jarvis is like, yeah, and I think my shirt was tucked in before.
It's like that Seinfeld episode. Was it tucked or untucked? I can't remember. It's a tennis shirt.
Yeah.
So Minister Blood or whatever is like, so how long has the Skull been planning this little venture? And Mother Knight's like, Johann doesn't know a thing about it, Minister. It's her brother, and she still calls him by his formal title.
He earned that,
I guess. Call me Maestro. Using their civilian workers to bug the Avengers' new headquarters was all my idea. When the job's complete, I'm going to give Johann a bank of video monitors that correspond to every bug they plant. I think the Red Skull is going to just adore the birthday present I got him, don't you? And next issue, the full-length finale, Traitor's Ball.
Dun, dun, dun. Which is ironic, because that is what Quasar and the other 2 teams were focusing on with their energy.
So yes, their support staff against them. But we'll get to that next week in Avengers 325.
Yeah.
Cersei's party. And even though it's an Avengers issue, we still get a brief appearance by Kayla and Ken.
Oh, nice.
Quasar brings them to the party. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Trying to impress the secretary. Yeah, look who I know, baby. And
doing
guess
security for the Avengers mansion.
And guess who wrote next issue?
I don't know. Maybe
Mr. Grunwald.
Yeah. I like how this builds up because I when I was collecting these crossing line issues kind of piecemeal, I got them up and then I had to go back and get the other one. I went and got the 6th. I didn't know that it built up to this, so I'm glad we're talking about it. It's now an investment that is paying off.
So yes, next episode will be the Avengers 325, and then we jump into the last 3 episodes of this of the year with Captain America 217, and then what is it? Captain America 230 and 231. And I think
I think so.
Hulk.
Yeah.
Then was it Hulk 230?
2 maybe
2, 3, and 4. 232.
Yeah.
233 and
234. Yeah. And like I mentioned last episode, we get the best superhero rename reason ever.
Oh yeah, so we have no Quasar to issue. We some guy called Marvel Man.
Yeah.
That's
the stupidest name ever.
So that's right. So the last two episodes of the year, you're going to get a bonus size 2-issue review.
Yeah.
So what? Let's see. Actually, yeah. What is coming up over the next? Let's see. This is November. So over the next 3-4 weeks?
Yeah. And I'm trying to remember. Well,
we're ahead of the game now, right?
Yeah. When this is the podcast, as you're listening to this, it should be like the first week of December.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah.
December.
Wait, maybe the last week of November, because there's 4 episodes left. So
yeah, okay, cool.
And like
so how was your Thanksgiving? How was everyone's Thanksgiving? Was it good?
Oh, I'm stuffed. No.
How did that Black Friday treat you?
Oh man, I got such great deals on Canada Mints down there at the Necco Wafer Factory. They were 50 cents instead of 99 cents. So.
You waited in line all night for those mints, people.
Yeah. You wouldn't think they would sell them at Best Buy, but they do.
But remember, follow us on Facebook and follow our Facebook group for the Quantum Zone, because we're gonna have to record ahead of time for January in the Mystery.
Yes, finally. It's when it gets kicked up to 11. They turn it up to 11.
And you should watch the first episode of that on YouTube, just because I know Will's probably not going to be sitting down that whole episode. He's probably going to be like, "Yeah, we're here."
Yep, I'm going to just be totally chill, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
I won't be. Not at all. Not at all. I think there was a post recently in the forum. I guess it was Shoshin put in there that something about the greatest covers of all time. Not just Quasar covers, but it was the greatest cover. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did see that, but I can bring it up also.
I looked at that. There were no bunch of Green Lanterns though.
Oh really? I haven't looked through the list yet. The Neil Adams covers?
Off the top of my head, I don't remember. But
that's
a lot of Spider-Man, a lot of Spawn. It was pretty cool.
But if you do join our group on Facebook, you will see Mr. Will Allred share his top 10 favorite Quasar, and then Soshin shared the pics of his Quasar collection which is now complete thanks to Mr. Kona.
Awesome! Congrats.
I like to give back. If you're a big fan, I'll hook you up. I had a double. Sometimes that happens. I just got a double because I was, we're talking about the Star Blast crossovers, and I think before we got on air, I was talking about made a return to Chris's Comics in Seabrook, New Hampshire. If you're in the area, check it out. And they just added a bunch of new back issues, and they resorted a bunch of sections. So I got some late Namor, and there's 3 Namor issues that are part of the Star Blast. But I think I got 2 of issue 46. So if you need one of those, let me know.
Ooh, I'll take that.
All right.
I don't have it.
I'll hook you up.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. How are we
Gotcha.
gonna? We're gonna have like a separate podcast just to discuss how we're gonna do Star Blast because it's so screwed up.
Well, it's funny because the reason that I knew what to get is, I was on my Marvel Age kick a while back, and there was an ad for the Star Blast series that said what order to buy them or read them in. I know you said it doesn't matter. I was very confused when I read it. I didn't read all of them. There's like a Defenders issue or a New Defenders, and there's these ones.
Secret Defenders, I think.
So I'm trying to remember. The only ones I might have are like the main series, the Quasar issues, and maybe the Fantastic Four issues.
Yeah, and they're not even numbered right, I don't think. I think they skip a couple of numbers, and some of them don't have numbers.
Because I was going to say, I think we can kind of keep in order if we just do like the main series and the Quasar issues. Yeah. So I think that way it just goes, Star Blast, Quasar, Star Blast, Quasar.
Yeah.
But it sure would have been nice if they could have, got it right. I mean...
Yeah. I mean, unless we just do like a bonus episode where we just like lightly touch on the other books, like the Fantastic Four and the Namor. And was anyone else part of that?
I'm going to have to...
Secret Defenders. I'll look it up. I probably have the Marvel Age somewhere, but maybe we could do a Star Blast March Madness.
Not this year. I don't think we're not going to be that close.
I don't think
especially since we got to get through Galactic Storm.
Oh my god! Yeah,
that's like almost half a year right there. That's 19 weeks, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
That's
like Capes and Lunatics, sidekicks.
Yeah, that's gonna be almost 5 months just of Galactic Storm.
Welcome to the Quantum Zone podcast. The year is 2100. Sorry.
This takes... Yeah. Oh, man.
We're going to run out of Quasar one day. Just take our time.
But that day is not this day.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm already planning. I'm like, what should we do after Quasar? Should we do, like, the Grunwald Captain America? Should we do, like, every issue of Alpha Flight?
Wow.
Ooh, every issue of Alpha Flight. Oh, man.
Wait,
I don't know.
You meant every issue of Alpha Flight A?
Well, did you know that Alpha Flight is spelled E-H-A... Sorry, I messed it up. E-H-L-P-H-A...
You were trying for that. You were kind of from a different angle. I was going to say, yes, that's right, Will. It starts with A.
A.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
All right, we've generated.
I think we can do a separate letters pages of Quasar too. If anyone makes some sense of the nitpicking and all that good stuff.
Track down the letter writers.
Yeah, bring them back. They're there somewhere. They're waiting to download a podcast. They don't even know it yet.
That's right.
Awesome.
All right. Are we done? We've generated into chaos.
We're done. It's chaos.
All right.
Hey, next week, Captain Marvel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it'll hit the... Well, by the time this hits the podcast, it'll already be up, so...
Okay.
So so if you're listening, even if you listen to us, watch us on YouTube, on podcast, check out Capes and Lunatics. Episode 2 of Captain Marvel should be up. Me and Charlie are going to talk about Monica Rambeau, and then in December, Will and I are talking
Genus Vell.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Heck yeah.
I've still got to do some research.
So see, you're like, if we're done early, what are we going to do? Well, at least you and I can do Genus Vell.
Yeah, well, I'll be talking Genus Vell. That's right.
And I told you guys can guest star on Capes and Lunatics. At least like the last episode of the year for that, I would like to have everybody on. Everyone from Capes and Lunatics sidekicks.
Cool.
Be nuts. Be almost as many people as were in these Avengers issues.
Almost, but not quite.
Not quite. You guys pick which Guardian you want to be.
Yeah. Red.
Red or
Red,
regular?
no.
Yeah.
Red or Canadian?
Or is that light? Would that be light? Red and light? Guardian Light?
Good Lord. All right, we're out of here.
We're out of here.
All right, everyone. Send us your thoughts. Next week, Avengers 325, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, facebook.com/QuantumZonePod, @QuantumZonePod, and @CL Sidekicks on Twitter. Follow CL Sidekicks on Instagram. That's where our stuff goes there. And the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And Matt Kona, if you can get those mints out of your mouth, where can people find you on the internet?
Well, we stopped doing it daily, but we're still kicking it. Yell and Matt recap. The first one after the 31 days is already up. We talked about the first Halloween movie. We're going back talking some old versions of movies, maybe remakes and stuff like that. By the time this airs, I don't know what the latest one is, so you go find out just like I am right now.
Are you going to review some like planes, trains, and automobiles or something?
Maybe. Yeah, those aren't pillows. Yeah.
And Will, where can people find you? And didn't I see on your latest newsletter? Are you speaking somewhere soon?
I am actually. I'm speaking at the Fayetteville Public Library here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. You know, the wilds of the West from you guys. Be doing that Sunday, and people can always reach me at Wallred, WALLRED, on Twitter or Gmail, and the Quantum Zone, of course, quantumzone.org. And you can also find me at diaryofnight.com, which is where my self-published comic is.
Nice. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and we've crossed the line for the final time.
Yeah.
The finish line.
Nice. So, join us next week for the last Avengers issue of the year. Written by Grunwald. Yes.
Yeah.
Nice change of pace. We're not back to Quasar yet, but we get a Grunwald story.
With Clark Kent, Wendell Vaughn.
Hey, at least he should be written. Should be written pretty well, though. You know,
He should be, yes.
Yeah.
I say
Hopefully,
that.
actually, next issue's by Grunwald and Ryan, so it's like the people that launched the book, right?
Yeah. It's like a Quasar. It's like a Quasar book guest starring the Avengers. All right, Quantum Zoners, join us next time. And remember, Quantum Zoners, keep it quantum.